recycling, right?
Yep.
So 734-663-0976. That's Regal Auto Parts up in Whitmore Lake, and they're located on Whitmore Lake Road, 6270, 734-663-0976. Great place, good folks. Call them up. My buddy John is out there, runs the place, I think, and they do a really fine job of getting the parts you need, and it's a really clean facility. It's not your typical place, so a great place. Give them a call. Okay, so we're going to take a call from Alex, who's been waiting patiently on line one. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I agree with you when you say the polls spread by the left-wing media are wrong. You know, the leftist violence spreading across the country is turning people off to the anarchist ideas spread by Antifa and the BLM. People look around. We want to live peaceful lives. We don't want to live a life where you see statues being defaced and torn down at the will of the mob.
Yes.
And I think what this is going to do is just drive more and more people to vote against these type of policies and the politicians that sort of promote them in the next election cycle. And the whole idea of trying to depose Trump before then is because they know they might just lose again in 2018 and 2020. So they're trying not to wait that long. And I think it's pretty evident to most people this is what's going on.
Yeah, they sound like it's almost that wounded animal thing, right? They get more dangerous when they've been wounded badly. Cornered, yeah. And Joe, we got Joe on the line. Alex. Alex, you're going to have to call into the show one time and do an Al Gore presentation because you've got a voice. You almost sound like Al Gore. It's a good voice.
This is the Alex I know, right?
An Irish compliment? I don't know, but I would certainly like to share ideas with anybody who wants to hear them. But I know Eddie from way back when we worked hard together at Willow Run Assembly, and like many working people in this country, we're fed up by what's going on today, and what we want is we want our country back.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with being a nationalist and putting America first. Doggone it, it's our workers, whether we're white collar, whether we're blue collar, whether we're students, America first, right? And even you students who are out there protesting, you know what? You could have better deal for your college, cheaper prices, if we weren't supporting a bunch of foreign people coming over here, getting the grants and money and making you compete. It's not just workers competing, it's students who have to compete as well. So, well, great comments, Alex.
Great, Alex.
Got anything else?
In.
No, I think I'm talked out right now, but keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate the call.
Alex is a smart guy.
Yeah, is he? He sounds like a smart guy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like the voice. He's got a voice for radio. Unlike me.
He agrees with us, too. So
that's right.
We got that. He's smart.
You don't have to always agree with me. I think you and I we didn't when Trump was running, right?
No, this is true.
That's right.
But you were right.
Yeah. Let's take a call from Joe in Wyandotte. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gary, Ed, you were definitely right about Alex. I could see him very easily going into an Al Gore impression.
Oh, yeah. The voice was almost there. If he just changed a couple inflections on a couple of words, I would have thought, hey, that's Al Gore.
Joe, did you just wake up? I mean,
Pardon?
it's late in the show. Did you just wake up?
Oh, no. No, I've just been intently listening and thinking maybe I really should give it a break and not call in a week. But
then the Jones started hitting you and you just had to call.
That has my blood boiling, and I had to call in so that we could discuss it. The Charlottesville organizer is actually a liberal, and we're not talking Alex Jones nutjob conspiracy. The guy's Dodge Dart was hacked, and that's what caused him to drive into the crowd like Tom tried to peddle in the last hour. It's verifiable information that he is a leftist.
Yeah, you just took the wind right out of my
sails. Well, that was my
Joe.
job.
Stop reading my mind because I've got the report.
It's my job to jump ahead.
That's right. I've got the latest report out of Gateway Pundit talking about this guy. He was a Democrat until a year ago. He left his last girlfriend because she was a Jewish girl. She wasn't liberal enough for him, so he dumped her.
It doesn't say he left her because she was Jewish.
No. It says that she was not liberal enough
that
for
she
him.
Was Jewish.
Yes.
I think he was trying to.
And he's previously lived with people of color. So it stinks of, and I thought this like last week, but my mind is always with the tinfoil, right? I'm conspiracy Gary. Everyone knows
we're going to throw a camera in here. You're going to see the tinfoil skull cap he's wearing right now.
It would cover my bald spot, right? But I think it's exactly right. I thought this last week. I'm like, how do we know, if not the driver, that the people who put this white supremacist thing together aren't all paid Antifa activists, paid by the Soros, go out there and cause trouble, make it look like they're white supremacists, they're all part of the conservative movement and blah, blah, blah. You can't trust it, America. You cannot trust these Alinskyeites. You can't trust these Democrats. They will do anything to keep you ignorant and to keep you voting for them. That is what they are doing. So trust none of it. And I don't trust any of this media that's covering this stuff, saying this is all about white supremacism, because it's not.
The left has their own version of taquilla, if you notice.
Yes.
Say whatever they want to say, get a pass, just muddy the waters.
Yeah, exactly right. What else you got, Joe?
Well, and people need to remember, true Nazis are socialists. They're no better, no different than the communists. They're all left-wing. They're all leftists. I'm tired of hearing this. Nazis are right-wingers. They're not. They are on the left of the political spectrum.
Yep, they're
I'm
big.
Glad you
they're
said
big government
that, Joe.
Folks.
I'm glad you said that, Joe, because that's something that's I've gotten in arguments with people, and I actually heard Larry Arnn agree with both you and I today on the radio, and I was so pleased to hear that. They'll say anybody who opposes Nazis must be good guys, right? No, because you had the communists and the Nazis battling each other in the streets in Berlin in the 30s. That's the same fight going on. Neither side's a good side. They're both bad, and I think both, like you say, are morally equivalent. If you look at what communism has done around the world, the damage, it's probably done more damage than Nazi Germany. Oh, no, I'm not defending Nazis. I'm just saying, both groups are probably equally bad. Trying to figure out which one's more bad so that you can side with the other is a stupid endeavor.
Yeah, most people are too stupid. The history is so poorly taught because of liberal indoctrination. They don't understand where the derivative Nazi comes from. It comes from NSDAP, Nazi, National Socialist Deutschland Arbeiter, which is a worker party. So you got socialist and worker party, communism, worker party, and socialism. They double down on it in their name.
Yeah. And who was in Antifa? Who was the Antifa group last weekend? The Wobblies, the Workers, the World Workers Party, Workers.org.
Yeah. And they don't even hide it. A lot of their signs and their flags have the hammer and sickle on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, if you watched any of the video, and I watched a lot of it live after the show was done, and last week. And then I watched hours and hours of video, right, of this march. And one of the best things, there was a guy who was in the crowd, and he wasn't the Nazi, wasn't the nationalist. He was just a white guy who happened to be there because he doesn't support taking the monuments down, right? And so, like it or not, there is free speech in this country, and that includes hate speech and ignorant speech, like Nazis and white supremacists. So these guys that did this, Jason Kessler is the guy that's now allegedly a Democrat,
Unite the Right.
The Unite the Right rally. They pulled their permit, and the city tried to reverse their permit. And they went and got a federal judge who said, no, you're not reversing it. They get their permit.
And the ACLU stood up for Unite the Right and got them their permit.
Yes, because under the Constitution, folks, even hate speech, because who decides what is and isn't hate speech, is protected under the Constitution. You don't like it, don't listen to it. But they have a right to spout whatever nonsense they want to.
You have the right to be as stupid as you want to be.
You have a right to be as stupid and ignorant as you want to be. They pulled their permits, though. The police and the mayor were not happy. They barricaded them in, gave them a spot, and then, of course, the Antifa crowd shows up.
Well, excuse me. Remember that the mayor declared Charlottesville earlier this year in January, right after the Trump election, to be the capital of the resistance.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, he did.
Two things today.
Yes.
So at some point, as the Antifa crowds got bigger and chants got uglier, and both sides came prepared, right? Helmets, sticks, the whole 9 yards. And you can't hardly blame somebody on the right, Tea Party, white supremacists, whatever, from showing up with a helmet on because you've been beaten up since before the election.
And some were open carrying. And they didn't draw on self-defense either, which has surprised me, that no bullets flew.
Yeah, well, I would say this to people. If you're going to a rally, don't take a gun.
Yes.
Don't. Please, don't. if don't get involved in violence, walk away like this guy you just showed me a few minutes ago. But anyways, when the cops decided to shut him down, and I'm watching live. I watched Faith Goldie, who's actually a Canadian person, but she's kind of an alt-right person. Live videotaping, they're coming down the street in their riot gear, pushing all the people that were inside the barricade. Where?
Right into
the counter-protesters. And you could hear them asking, hey, don't push us out that way. Let us out the side. Let us out another way. And the cop said, you'll leave the way you came in. Right into the crowd.
Yeah.
And look, so the cops are to blame for that.
Or not stupid.
Or not stupid, because you know what? The mayor gave those orders, right? And so anything that went wrong there is the fault of the mayor and the stand down of the police, and they should have been evacuating those people out the other end.
And they got Terry McAuliffe, the governor.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
You've got it exactly right on the drift. It's the leftist guy who organized it, set it up. He put it in a leftist-run city where he knew the police would have stand-down orders, purposefully to set up a clash so that the liberal mainstream media could play their false narrative.
Yeah, and what do we call? Do they call that a false flag when you're doing this?
Yeah,
yeah. So there you go. This is the left at its best, setting these things up. So beware if you're one of these people that wants to go to a Unite the Right rally. Beware of who you're dealing with, because it might well be an Antifa or Soros-paid operative who's putting this on, looking to cause trouble. So be smart if you're on the right. Don't just go to some rally because you think it's cool.
And remember,
or maybe just because you think I support that. Beware. The guy that's putting it on may not be a conservative at all. He may be somebody getting paid to cause trouble.
Also, remember that 15.
Yes, they're getting paid. They're shipping people in by buses. These people are getting paid.
Well, that's what we were just discussing with Jimmy.
Paying for the buses.
Yep.
In fact, we want the Antifa people to realize that $1,500 to go to the rally, show up, does not include hospitalization.
No, that's right. And Obamacare's almost dead.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the call.
Take care, my friends. Love you guys.
You too. Take care.
See you, Joe.
All right. Did I hit the wrong person off there? No, we got Jimmy online. Jim from Dexter wants to talk about gun carrying at a rally. Go ahead, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim.
Hi. Hey, thank you. I just called in because I thought your comment about if you're going to go to a rally, don't take a gun. I think that's, or don't take your gun if you have a right to concealed carry. I just think that's bad advice. And I wanted to say, I supported Trump, and one of the reasons I never went to a rally is because of all the violence, and because I think if somebody were to try to take a club to me, I would have to pull my gun before. So
open or concealed, Jim? Open or concealed?
Excuse me?
Open or concealed? Which would you go?
I would go concealed, I think.
There you go. Yeah. That's when I said, no gun. I meant open.
And that's
I'm not going anywhere without my concealed.
Yeah, Jim, and that's an honest thing. I personally would not go if I knew there was going to be a rally with some violence. I don't think I would. I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Unless it was something really important. And B, I don't know that because I'm concealed carry guy, but I don't think I would because, like you, number one, I don't want to take somebody's life. And I don't want to pull my gun, and I don't want all the trouble that goes with it. If I'm on the streets and I get attacked by somebody for whatever, but if I'm going into a situation of trouble, if I want to do that, I'm going to go join the army, and I'm going to go to Afghanistan.
Well,
or
it's a
something.
fact. I can see the court case right now. So you went and you thought there might be danger, and you carried your gun, and you didn't have to go. I'm sure the civil liability trial will go well against you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's just why. Sure. I mean, some people, if you got the restraint and you're going to take, because I think you're going to get clubbed in the head, you might not want to pull that gun because it could be some irreversible damage that's going to end up, if you don't go to jail, you'll have civil lawsuit, and you're right. They'll nail you one way or
if I'm
the
at the gas station on the way there, I don't want to get carjacked either. So I'm going to carry. Yeah. I just may not pull it.
What else you got? Anything, Jim?
No, I love the show. Hey, I love the show. That's all.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. You too. Bye.
All right, so I want to talk about this real quick, too, because I saw this on Fox 2 News. And if you of all the stations, I like Fox 2 News. I like for the most part, the personalities, the let it rip. But they're very biased, Channel 2. For a Fox station, they're very biased. Most of the people are very liberal on there. And I kind of get tired of the smarmy looks and comments and whatnot. But there was a video of a bunch of pastors in Detroit who got together for the right reasons, right, to say we abhor the violence, we don't want violence, we should all come together in love and blah, blah, blah. And it was fine. But there was one guy, Reverend Greg Larson,